Okay, this is an EverReady number 477 B battery. Here's my partially assembled stack of 9-volt transistor radio batteries that I put together the other day. These are the so-called heavy-duty batteries. Let's bring this over like that, and let's see, I have 7 of them, so you would think the voltage would be 7 times 9 or 63 volts. I'm coming up there 70.5 volts. Of course, these are new, so a new 9-volt battery must be around 10 volts. Now, of course, this is with no load. I'm going to use the template to mark and then cut out 2 wood blocks that I'll fasten together with some Elmer's glue. And we use this small hand saw and using guides can make very straight cuts, and then use sandpaper to make sure the edges are nice and flat. I used slightly larger flathead nails like this one in order to place it on top of the head of the wire nail before you hit the snap connector with the hammer, and that way you can drive the nail on down into where it almost or just touches the rivet. I have just a little bit of play in like I wanted. That'll take up any errors in my displacement here. I also cut these 2 grooves in the side, and that's so that I can route the wire up and over through the groove back to the battery stack. Here is the finished battery assembly. It's ready for the plain paper inner sleeve, but before we do that, we'll check the voltage one more time at the snap connectors. And there we go. Looks good. 70.5 volts approximately. And before we put the paper sleeve on, I'm going to put a cardboard strip across the top like this. It's going to place like that, and we do that just before the plain paper inner sleeve. What that does is help protect the 9-volt battery connectors from punch through during handling of the finished battery. I've installed the paper inner sleeve, so now the battery is very easy to handle for the final step, which is to put the paper Replica EverReady label around the outside. Notice that I have thin cellophane tape strip across the top, and I have another one across the bottom, and those secure the batteries in all 4 directions. Here's my battery with the final label installed. Looks pretty good. I'm pleased with how it turned out, and it's a little bit bigger than the original 477 battery. I think you can tell that it's slightly larger, but it does fit, or I expect it to fit, in at least 2 or 3 of my portable tube sets that use this type battery. Now when you're handling or storing or moving such a battery around, remember it's 70 volts across these terminals, And you can feel that if you stick your fingers across the terminal. So it's a good idea to carry a battery like this around in a Ziploc bag like this, or some other little plastic bag to insulate it. Hope this is helpful to you.